Hey guys, Todd Holland here with Insight CRM. I want to thank you again for joining us on this video. In the previous videos, you've probably seen us build out some automations for you. You've got those automations pre-built into the funnels template section of these courses. But if you're anything like me, you're probably going to want to start building out some of your own automations that are very customizable and specific to your product or service. So the way to do that is hop on over to Insight right here. You'll access the automations with the Automations tab up here at the top. You'll scroll on over to New Automation, click on that, and you can choose any of these custom-built automations, or you can start one from scratch if you want to see the triggers. Today I want to go over the triggers, and so I'll click on Start from Scratch and show you what each one of these does and what it means. So, standard CRMs and autoresponders have the basics. So if they subscribe or they unsubscribe, that's traditionally what you can automate based on. Those are pretty self-explanatory. So if they subscribe, that means that they subscribe to a list either on your landing page or you manually uploaded this to a list from a CSV file or something like that. And unsubscribe is the exact opposite when they remove themselves from the list. Now, some of the stuff that's specific with Insight that's really cool is everything that comes beyond this, right? So for example, if they submit a form, which remember you can build your forms here in the Insight Forms Builder to get the exact information that you want, you can set them on an automation simply by having them submit that form. Now in addition, if they open or read an email that you've sent out or they click on a link in your email, you can further set them on an automation. Now these two are great if you want to track how people are responding to your content that you're sending out. Now your email marketing is going to be one of the strongest ways to stay in front of your prospects, as we've gone over in the past videos. Once they've opted into your CRM, the emails are how you're going to convert them into purchases. So it's very important for you to understand whether they open, read, click links, share on social media, forward the email, or even reply to your email. These 5 are crucial for that. Another cool thing that Insight does that very few other CRMs do is that they provide a tracking code for your website. So this is super, super important because sometimes after someone lands on your list by opting in, they'll go to your website and then you kind of lose track of what they're doing and what they're visiting. And Insight stops that from falling apart because you can track what websites what web pages on your site they visit, and also what events go on. So for example, if they download a lead magnet of some sort, or if they send you a contact message, or if they visit your about page or your pricing page or any of that, these two triggers will keep track of that, and then you can actually set people up. For example, a great one is if you have a shopping cart or if you have some kind of a final opt-in like a webinar and people get to that page but they don't check out and they don't purchase, you can send them an email saying, hey prospect, Todd here from Insight. I noticed that you didn't finish your purchase, complete your purchase, so I figured that we should get in contact, and you can kind of warm the sale up there, remind them they have something in their cart. So we talked about sharing, forwarding, and replying when we talked about the emails. Tags are also very important, very interesting, because tags allow you to segment out your contacts within a specific list. Now, if you have a list of buyers and a list of sellers and stuff like that, you probably want to get a sense of how motivated they are, what their price point is, what their location is, and tags are great ways of doing that. So if you automatically add tags, or if you manually add them yourself or remove them, what you can do is set up automations specific to those. So for example, if you have a prospect in, let's say, San Diego, California compared to San Francisco, California, you can have your tag be wherever they're located, and then you can set the automation up to send out location and regional specific emails. And this is really, really great if you are in several locations, but it's very important that you seem like you have a local presence and local knowledge. This is one way to do that, by segmenting out your list using tags. In addition, field changes are really great too. So if for whatever reason you change someone's information inside their contacts tab, or if they fill out a form and that information gets changed in some way based on their answer to the form, then you can set them up. And this is really great if people provide their address to you down the funnel line where they didn't provide it in the beginning of opt-in, but they eventually do give you their address and you have some mailers or something you want to send out. This is huge for that. Goals are really interesting. Goals and scores, I'll talk about those for a second. Your goals are basically little receptive steps in your automation that let you know whether that automation has been successful or whether it's been unsuccessful. Now, for example, you can have a goal of your initial series of emails to be simply that they respond to the email or that they click on a link. If they've clicked on a link or responded to an email, you can track that as a goal, and when you show your reporting for your success of that campaign, mainly to show ROI and also to show conversion, you can really have a keen sense of how successful things are. Scores act similarly, but they're more in the contact level as opposed to the automation level. And what that means is that the score will be different for each contact. You can have score changes set up where, you know, if they interact with your content in different ways, you can increase or decrease their score. For example, if they've clicked on your link or if they've gone to your website or open your email, you can add 5 points to their score. And if they haven't opened your emails for a long time, you can take away points from their score. And that's really helpful for you if you're managing a team or just for yourself to understand which prospects are hotter, which ones have been more engaged and excited with the content, and also where to direct yourself when you're making decisions of who you should be following up with in a given time. Date-based automations are also very cool because you can set automations based on birthdays or holidays, for example, Christmas emails or birthday emails or anniversary emails of after the client becomes one of your, like makes a purchase on your website or works with you or signs up with you. You can have like a 6-month follow-up, a 3-month follow-up, and remind you after a period of time to follow up with this prospect and basically stay top of mind even after the transaction is done for referrals and for other purposes. RSS based is very specific, so this is not going to apply to many of you, but if you have a blog or some kind of other feed that you pay attention to that you want sent out to your clients, when that's updated, you can have emails sent out, you can have notifications sent to you, text messages, and things like that. Entering a pipeline, deal stages, and deal status. These 3 are applicable only to the pro. You're not going to have this if you're just an Insight starter. So this is mainly for deal tracking and transaction coordination, commissions tracking, and things like that. This is really helpful because you can send out automation emails or notifications to you as the administrator, or however you want to do this based on where they enter a pipeline, their deal stage changes, and whether the deal is won or lost. And this deal status changing to won or lost is very important because after the deal is won, i.e. when the sale is made or when the transaction closes and everyone gets paid, you're probably going to want to farm for reviews and referrals, and sometimes we feel awkward about doing that, so it's really cool if we're able to have an automation just set up here with emails going out to basically garner those reviews and those referrals. So these are the 20 ways that you can enter into an automation. As you can see, with this many options, there's literally thousands of options that you can choose. Customizations, different ways to stay in front of your prospects. So it's very powerful, and I think it's worth going through this and just becoming familiar with it. Underneath this video, you're going to find the written descriptions of everything we talked about here. So if you didn't get it in this video, don't worry about rewatching it. Just go ahead and read the specific automation trigger that you're interested in, and then that'll give you a sense of what kind of automations you can run from that trigger. So it's very powerful. So I want to thank you guys again. I really appreciate you sticking through and watching this with me. If you have any questions, just go ahead and send me an email and we'll be able to get through it that way. So thanks again, guys. Good luck and implement.